All right, shalom, shalom. I'm going to start off this video by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the bishops, a great millstone that rule well, that teach well while learning truth 100% according to the Bible. I also want to say shalom to the elect and shalom to the Akwaf, which are you sisters that are sincere and your children. Shalom. And in today's video, as you brothers and sisters can see, is going to go into I guess it happened at a Florida State University. They said, we could see from the title, it said at least 2 deleted and 6 injured after a gunman opens fire at a Florida State University, man. So, these are just the beginning of the times that we're about to come into, man. We know that the Lord said, and I'm going to get that precept, bear with me, Matthew 24 and 21. We're going to play the video just to get into a little of it, but I'm going to get this precept real quick, right? Bear with me. This is Matthew 24 and 21 in the KJV, and it said, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be." So we know that though we're not in these times yet, but we are in them, I should say, Salakia, but they're manifesting. These times are manifesting. We can see that, the days are getting evil and more evil, and it tells you about that in the book of Second Esdras. I'm going to get into that real quick. But we can see that these days are getting more evil the more that people is doing wicked things and committing wicked acts and doing just things that doesn't matter, man, because ultimately these people have a lot of spirits on them, man. And that's ultimately happening to the sin that's abounding in this place that, it tells you that in St. Matthew 24 and 12, that because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And that's what we're seeing happen. The love of many is waxing cold. And that's why these people are acting crazy like this. You got schools being shot up. You got all types of different events occurring like this, man. And that's ultimately to these people, ultimately because of the sin of these people and the wickedness of these heathens, and as well as the 2/3 of the Lord's people. All of the sin that's rapidly increasing in this place, America, is the reason why you're seeing all of these evils happen, man. So I'm going to get that precept. Bear with me. This Second Esdras 14 and 16. And it says, "For yet greater evils," right, meaning bad times, "than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter." And we're starting to see the beginning of those bad times, man, increase upon the earth, especially in this place, Babylon the Great, man. You're going to see more events happen like this, man, where you're going to have certain crowds and certain places where people are being, pew-pewed up and all of these different types of things. And that's ultimately because this is the spirit that the Lord had brought upon the earth, man. And I'm going to get verse 17. It says, "For look how much the world," right? This world of Esau, Edom, this age, this eon that we're up under this devil, "shall be wicked through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein." And that's why you're seeing all of these shootings. That's why you're seeing all of these storms, all these earthquakes, all these different things that are happening in the earth, especially in this place, America, man, because ultimately the sin, and as this place grow weaker, right, due to the sin and the iniquity of people and us coming close to the ending of this rulership, the more you're going to see evils happening, meaning bad things occur in this earth, man, especially in this place, America, So, yeah, I'm going to get into the video. As you brothers and sisters can see, it's only a little short video, 3 minutes long. So we're going to watch that just to see what's basically happening, But yeah, man, you can prepare for more things like this to take place. That's why I advise you brothers and sisters out there to not be in large crowds and large settings or go in places where, there's a lot of people at and things of that nature. You know how the Lord said in the book of Ephesians. I'm going to get that scripture, then we're going to get into the video. Ephesians 5 in chapter 5 and verse 15 through 16. And it says, "See then that you walk circumspectly," right? So you want to be prudent in these times, wise, right? "Not as fools, but as wise, prudent, redeeming the time because the days are evil." We're living in some very evil times, man. So it ain't how it used to be back in the day. You can go to a park or a store or things of that nature. Especially you don't want to be out here in this world in the nighttime, unless you brothers and sisters probably have to go to your jobs and things of that nature. Then I can understand that. But still, you don't want to be going to bars. You don't want to be not going to get food. You don't want to be in no place when it's a lot of wicked activities and the demonic activity is rampant out here in these streets of Babylon the Great. The Lord don't call this place, and let me get that scripture as well. The Lord don't call this place Well, I'm not going to get it, but just roughly paraphrasing how it says in Psalms 23:4 that this place, America, is the valley of the shadow of death. They don't call this place that for no reason, man. That's why we're supposed to be walking circumspectly in these times, man. Being very observant and watching and just not doing anything that everybody else is doing. The Lord wants us to be separate from the people in the world. So us being separate and not being in or operating in the behavior that these people of the world are, guess what? It'll keep us from a lot of these bad things that are happening, these bad times, right? As it tells you that in Proverbs 22:3 as well, that a prudent man foreseeth the evil, right? So we see all of the evil that's happening in the world. We're seeing all of the chaos, the destruction. We're seeing and knowing that these people have a lot of demons on them, a lot of bug outs and weirdos out here, right? We see those things. So guess what we do? We confine and hide ourselves in the we strengthen our relationship with the Lord up, man. We trust and believe in him, man. We do the things that he allows us to do. We don't be out here, being around everybody and trying to be friends with people and accepted and all of that different type of stuff that the people of the world is doing. No, we're separate from these people for a reason, man. And it's separate because guess what? Ultimately, it's to keep us from all of these bad things that are happening and that will occur in the near future, man. So just finishing off what I said, Proverbs 22:3, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple, right, passed on and are punished. And a lot of these people out here in America, especially 2/3 of our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, they're simple, man. They don't see and they can't discern the times, right? Like the hopeful elect brothers and sisters can. We can discern the times and know that we're living in a different time period, that the things out here are evil. But these people can't see that. That's ultimately why they get caught up in these events and things of that nature, all of this evil that's coming out and that's happening, right? But bear with me. We're going to get into this video, but it's crazy, man. A whole lot of things are taking place on the earth right now, man. A time like never before. Every time you look on the news, there's something happening, man. That's how you know we're at the end of this place, man. Because evils and only evils is occurring, man. And that's ultimately Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is doing, and I'm going to get that scripture, Lord's will, but I'm going to play a little of the video first, then we'll get that precept. But before I start the video, I want to say fair use under the 1976 Copyright Act. I'm not being paid for this video. This is only for educational purposes only. So with that being said, fair use.
We begin with the deadly mass shooting on the campus of Florida State University in Tallahassee. Tonight, 2 people are dead, 6 wounded, and the alleged shooter is now in custody. Authorities say he's a student and the son of a longtime sheriff's deputy. Shots fired just before noon near the student union at the heart of the campus. An alert immediately went out. Law enforcement rushing in, the campus on lockdown, students told to shelter in place. Officers tending to the injured and confronting the shooter. Heavily armed officers securing the campus, clearing the buildings one classroom at a time. Students told to drop everything and go, walking away with their hands on their heads. Tonight, investigators and students alike are looking for answers. ABC's Faith Abube leads us off from the scene in Tallahassee. Tonight, terrifying scenes of officers clearing classrooms at Florida State University. Students with their hands in the air after authorities say a student who is the son of a Leon County Sheriff's deputy opened fire, killing at least 2 people. Students and staff running from the Student Union building just before noon in the middle of the sprawling campus in Tallahassee. A chaotic scene at the school as local, state, and federal law enforcement agents race to the scene. Danielle Estridi telling our Terry Moran she saw injured students.
I did see at least one. The law enforcement took that person out on a stretcher and laid them in the street until EMS showed up. There was one person across the way that seemed to get escorted in an office chair with wheels, and they got wheeled down to the street.
Armed officers clearing classrooms one by one.
All right. So we see basically what's happening, brothers and sisters, is, it's getting crazy out here, man. And like I said, as time progresses, we're going to see more chaotic things like this happen at schools, at jobs. I mean, I just did a video not too long ago that you had 2 people that were deleted in a Walmart, man, in Georgia where I'm at. So, I mean, obviously this place is going to continue to get more evil and evil by the day, man. And that's ultimately the spirit that Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua has put on this earth, right? Let me go to that. Matthew chapter 10, and I'm going to read just verse 34, man. This is the spirit that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, Salakia, has put upon this earth, man. That's why you're seeing all of these things happen. This is Matthew chapter 10, verse 34, and it says in the KJV, think not that that I being Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. And that sword represents destruction, death, chaos, all types of different things, man. And that's the time we're living in. We're living in a time of destruction and chaos, man, and civil unrest. And, all types of other different judgments that the Lord is bringing forth on this place, man. So, we're going to finish watching the video. Like I said, it's pretty quick, nothing but like a 3-minute video. So, I'm going to just let the rest of it play. Then I'll probably get one more scripture.
We're trying to get all of you out of here in a timely manner. It's going to be a minute because there's a lot of you.
Holden Mamula describing seeing an officer with a gun.
It didn't feel real the entire time, and then it felt very real when I looked and saw an officer with an assault rifle, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is happening.
And also, you can see a lot of these things that are happening at places where there's a lot of Edomites too. So, the Lord is judging you Edomites, man. From the storms that are happening, you just had all of those storms that just took place in Arkansas and Tennessee and all of those places where a lot of those Edomite people cars and things flipped over, floods. I mean, the Lord is bringing judgment upon Esau heavy, man. And I guarantee you those were probably the people that were deleted in this shooting was 2 Edomite kids, man. So the Lord is definitely bringing judgment upon these Edomites, man. And they're just getting back what they have reaped, man. Everything that they have put out, man. That pride of these people, man. The Lord is paying these people everything back, man. And that goes back to their pride. Like I said before, man, the pride of these people is what's really getting a lot of them judged, man. And a lot of these people are their forefathers of old times coming back that persecuted and did a lot of wrong and wickedness to Jake, man. And the Lord is judging these people, man.
Professor posting this image of the piano she used to barricade the door to her classroom.
I made sure I texted my mom and dad, made sure to let them know I was doing okay.
Luke Holgate is a freshman from Pennsylvania.
We were all just scared to death.
Law enforcement seen shackling the wounded suspect inside an ambulance, who authorities say is Phoenix Eichner, a 20-year-old student at FSU and the son of a sheriff's deputy.
The shooter is 20-year-old Phoenix Eichner, and he's the son of a Leon County Sheriff deputy. Our Deputy Eichner, has been with the Leon County Sheriff's Office for over 18 years. Unfortunately, her son had access to one of her weapons, and that was one of the weapons that was found at the scene.
President Trump today briefed on the shooting.
It's a shame. It's a horrible thing. Horrible that things like this take place.
According to the gun violence...
Man, that devil don't care, man. That devil love that this stuff is happening, man. He's the one about to come down with wrath and take peace from the earth, man. That man Trump is hilarious to me, man. But I'm going to just get one more scripture, all right? But yeah, brothers and sisters, it's basically getting wicked out here, man. You just want to watch how you're moving out here in these times. You want to always stay close to the Lord, praying and doing everything you can to build your relationship up with the Lord in these times. Because as I said before, the days are evil, man. Very evil. You could just be going to the park. You could just be going anywhere that you're going about in your day-to-day life. And, you can stumble across something deadly, man. Those are the times that we're living in. So we got to always be mindful, man, and cautious of how we move, being prudent, being wise, knowing that we're living in evil times, man, not being around a lot of people, not being in places where you're scattered and around a lot of people and there's a chance of violence breaking out. You just want to be wise in these times, brothers and sisters. So, I'm gonna get that scripture. How wisdom leads to life. Roughly paraphrasing it, but let me get that one. Bear with me. All right. This is Ecclesiastes 7:12, and it said, "For wisdom is a defense," right? And we're going to look at that word defense so we can get a better understanding of the word, because this is what you want to be operating in these times with wisdom. And it's funny because the Akim just did a live lesson on this exact word, wisdom, and how important it is, right? This is Salakia. Let me get the definition. Meaning. In the word defense, right? It means the action of defending from or resisting an attack, right? Salakia. So defense, Salakia, I don't, let me see. I think this was the wrong definition that I don't think that was the definition right there. Defense. Oh, Tawada, there it is right there. So the similar words to it go into, being shielded, protection, safeguarding, security, fortification, cover, shelter, right? And that's what we get through wisdom, man. Wisdom, it'll protect us in these times of this evil that we're living in, man. It'll keep us away from these things in which we see happening, and to, move with caution in these times, man, knowing that the days are evil, right? And it says, for wisdom is a defense and money is a defense, but the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it. So like I said, wisdom will give you life, man. Wisdom is your security that we get, and you only get that through Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, right? You're going to be wise in these times knowing that it's evil out here. So guess what? You'll be cautious before you go outside at night. You'll be cautious before you go out to the mall or wherever place it is you might be going to, because you never know what can happen. That's why when we do certain things, I advise you brothers and sisters to do it early, man. Go outside early and do the things in which it is that you have to do. And even early is not safe, but still is better than, trying to do things at night and stuff of that nature, But I'm going to read this precept again, Ecclesiastes 7:12. For wisdom is a defense, right? And we just looked at that word defense. It goes into a protection. So wisdom will protect you in these evil times that we're in, man. You got to have wisdom, right? And it says that, Salakia, Isaiah 33:6. Let me get that precept. That's a good one. We know this is talking about when we're coming into the times of Jacob's trouble as well, but still just in our regular day-to-day lives, right? It is important to have wisdom. And it said, and wisdom and knowledge, right, of the scriptures shall be the stability of thy times, which means it's going to keep you stable. It's going to keep you protected. While everybody else out here is, going through hell, going through all of these things that are coming upon this earth, all of these evils. But us are the hopeful elect, Lord's will, we're going to allow that wisdom of the scriptures, man, to be our stable ground, to be our protection in these evil times, hoping that the Lord protects us, right? And it says, well, Lord's, he's going to protect us if we be of that hopeful elect number, Lord's will. But it says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure, right? So we ultimately want to fear the Lord in this time. Fear the Lord first and foremost, because we know that's the beginning of knowledge and everything. But ultimately, we want to have that protection. So having the fear of the Lord is what gives you that protection, as it tells you in Psalms 34:7, how the angels of the Lord encamp around about those that fear him, right? Fearing Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, and he delivereth them, man. So at the end of the day, we want to have the protection from the Lord, man, in these evil times that we're living in. So, that's pretty much everything I had to say with today's video, but, with that being said, to the next time, I'm going to say shalom.